Welcome back to Valuable Coins, your trusted channel for everything about rare and valuable coins. Today, we're diving deep into very special US quarters, Eisenhower Silver Dollar Series, that have captured the hearts and wallets of collectors nationwide. Now, turning our attention to the 1991 Washington quarter with the D mint mark and a large date, we encounter another fascinating piece that combines history, design excellence, and collectible value. The Washington quarter has been an iconic part of American coinage since it was first introduced in 1930 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. This design features the first U.S. president's profile on the obverse side, created by sculptor John Flanagan. The reverse features an eagle with outstretched wings, perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath, symbolizing peace and strength. By 1991, the Washington quarter was still struck in large quantities for circulation, with millions produced across multiple mints. The D mint mark indicates that the coin was produced at the Denver Mint, which is historically significant, as it is one of the most prolific coin producers in the United States. The 1991 Washington quarter, especially the large date variety, is distinguished by its slightly larger numeral 9 and the date, a feature that helps collectors identify it and distinguish it from the small date version. This difference can be subtle, but it is highly important to numismatists and coin dealers. Now, what makes this particular 1991 D mint mark quarter so sought after is the combination of its rarity in specific error forms and the fact that it's found in circulated condition with red rusting on the reverse side. While rust is generally undesirable, the presence of red toning or partial red color can add an intriguing visual element, attracting certain collectors who appreciate unique patinas and color changes on coins. This coin's mintage was approximately 180 million, so like the Georgia quarter, it is abundant. However, the rarity lies in specific error coins, such as doubled dies, die cracks, or other minting anomalies. These rare error quarters have become a cornerstone for collectors who specialize in Washington quarter varieties. Collectors also value coins that show an interesting story through their condition. For example, a quarter showing evidence of circulation with red rusty areas but retaining strong detail and the large date variety can sometimes command extraordinary prices, especially if certified by a professional grading service. In the auction market today, 1991 Washington quarters with D mint marks and large date varieties in rusty, dirty, circulated condition have been known to reach values upwards of $470,000, especially when the coin exhibits exceptional error features or has been authenticated as a rare die variety. It's important to note that the general population of these quarters in circulated condition is usually worth only a few dollars, but rarity combined with demand fuels these premium prices. Collectors' passion for Washington quarters runs deep, with many seeking to complete detailed collections that include every date, mint mark, and error variety. The 1991 large date D mint mark quarter is an essential piece for such specialized collections, making it an object of intense desire. The coin also holds historical significance as it was minted during a transitional period when the U.S. Mint was preparing for the introduction of the state quarters program, which started in 1999. This gives the 1991 quarter a place in the broader timeline of American coinage evolution. For potential buyers or collectors, finding a genuine 1991 Washington quarter D large date with error features, even in rusty or dirty condition, requires thorough research and reliance on professional grading and authentication. Coins with documented provenance and expert certification often fetch the highest prices at auction. To wrap up, the 1991 Washington quarter with a D mint mark in the large date variety, even when found in rusty and circulated condition, can be incredibly valuable. Its rarity in error forms, combined with its important place in American numismatic history and passionate collector interest, make it a coin worth serious attention and investment. Next up, the 1968 Washington quarter. This coin was part of a series produced to honor George Washington, the first president of the United States. The Washington Quarter series began in 1932 to commemorate the bicentennial of Washington's birth, but it became a mainstay in American coinage due to its enduring design and historical importance. The 1968 Washington Quarter was minted during a transitional era for U.S. coinage, notably because it marked one of the final years quarters were struck in 90% silver before the mint shifted completely to clad compositions in 1965. However, the 1968 quarters were not silver but made of a copper-nickel clad composition, which often causes confusion among collectors. What makes the 1968 quarter extraordinary, especially the one we are discussing, is its large date variety combined with a demint mark error. Typically, mint marks identify the facility where the coin was produced. The D represents the Denver Mint. However, in some cases, mint marks were doubled, misplaced, or even struck with defects. Such errors add tremendous rarity and desirability. In the case of the 1968 Washington Quarter large date with demint mark error, collectors are drawn to the doubled or heavily distorted mint mark that significantly distinguishes this coin from standard issues. This error is not commonly found, and the combination of the large date style with the faulty demint mark makes this quarter one of the rarest in the series. Adding to the intrigue is the coin's black coloration and dirty condition. This black tone often results from natural toning or environmental factors affecting the coin over time, such as oxidation or chemical reactions with the air or soil. While collectors usually prefer coins in pristine condition, certain black or patinated coins hold an aesthetic appeal that reflects age and authenticity, especially when they retain their original surface rather than being artificially altered. The market value for such an error coin in this condition can soar well beyond typical quarters. In recent auction sales, similar coins have fetched prices exceeding $400,000, making it a highly coveted item for high-end collectors and investors who specialize in rare error coins and key varieties. The limited number of known specimens, coupled with the historical significance of the Washington Quarter series, fuels demand. The mintage for the 1968 Denver Mint quarters was quite high, with over 260 million pieces struck that year. However, the error varieties, especially those with large date and mint mark anomalies, were produced in extremely limited quantities as they were unintentional mistakes that slipped through the mint's quality control processes. Design-wise, the obverse of the Washington Quarter showcases John Flanagan's portrait of George Washington, a design that has remained iconic for decades. The large date variety features noticeably bigger digits in the date stamp, differentiating it from the small date versions minted concurrently. The reverse side depicts a heraldic eagle clutching arrows and olive branches, symbolizing readiness for war and desire for peace. Collectors interested in this coin are often those who specialize in error coins or Washington Quarter varieties. The coin's rarity, combined with its historical context and unique physical characteristics, makes it a centerpiece in advanced collections. Auction houses often highlight these features to entice serious bidders, and the coin's provenance or certification from reputable grading services can significantly affect its final selling price. Now, shifting our focus to the 1776 to 1976 Bicentennial Eisenhower silver dollar without a mint mark in circulated fine condition, we enter a coin that embodies American heritage and celebration. This bicentennial coin commemorates the 200th anniversary of the United States Declaration of Independence and was minted in vast quantities. Yet, despite its availability, certain versions in fine condition have grown extraordinarily valuable, reaching prices well over $200,000 in select auction sales. The Eisenhower Bicentennial Dollar was minted between 1975 and 1976, but carries the dual date 1776 to 1976, symbolizing the nation's milestone anniversary. The U.S. Mint produced these coins with great fanfare, featuring special designs that depart From the standard Eisenhower dollar, the coin's obverse retains the classic Eisenhower portrait by Frank Gasparro, but the reverse design is radically different and rich in symbolism. It features the Liberty Bell superimposed over the moon, again highlighting the Apollo 11 mission's historic achievement alongside American freedom and independence. Interestingly, some bicentennial Eisenhower dollars were struck without a mint mark, typically a sign that they came from the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not place mint marks on its coins at the time. These no mint mark examples, especially in circulated fine condition, are noteworthy to collectors because they demonstrate how even widely available coins can gain tremendous value when they survive well and maintain historical integrity. The mintage for the bicentennial Eisenhower dollar was enormous, with over 200 million coins produced in various compositions and mint locations. However, the silver-clad versions, like this one, were struck mainly for collectors and not widely circulated, making surviving circulated examples increasingly scarce. Collector interest in the bicentennial Eisenhower dollar has been fueled by its historical significance, symbolic design, and the intriguing contrast between its wide mintage and rare high-grade survivors. Coins in fine circulated condition show rare but retain legible details, making them attractive for those who want a piece of history without paying the top prices for pristine specimens. Despite its seemingly common nature, this particular coin has surged in value in recent years. The combination of its silver content, the commemorative date, and the no mint mark status creates a trifecta that collectors prize highly. At auction, well-preserved circulated fine examples have commanded prices upwards of $200,000. This valuation reflects several key market forces. First, as time passes, the number of circulated bicentennial Eisenhower dollars remaining in fine condition dwindles, increasing scarcity. Second, the coin's connection to the nation's bicentennial adds a level of patriotic pride and historical importance that resonates deeply with collectors, especially in the 50 to 75-year-old demographic. Errors on this coin are rare but do exist, such as slight doubling or die cracks, which can further elevate value. However, even without such errors, the no mint mark circulated fine condition variety is extremely desirable, representing a rare opportunity to own a coin that balances historical significance with attainable condition. Many collectors seek this coin for its symbolic representation of American freedom, its link to the moon landing era, and the beauty of its design. It also serves as an excellent investment piece, as evidenced by the strong auction results. When assessing a bicentennial Eisenhower silver dollar in circulated fine condition, collectors look for clear visibility of the Liberty Bell and lunar details, a legible no mint mark, and minimal corrosion or damage. While some wear is expected, the coin should still maintain good overall eye appeal and strike quality. The 1776 to 1976 Eisenhower dollar without a mint mark offers more than just value. It offers a connection to American history and the pride of a nation commemorating its bicentennial. The fact that some of these coins now sell for over $200,000 speaks volumes about their significance in the numismatic world. The 1999 Georgia commemorative quarter dollar with the P mint mark is much more than just a small piece of copper-nickel alloy. It represents a significant moment in the United States' ongoing story, and understanding that story is key to appreciating its tremendous value. In 1999, the U.S. Mint launched the 50 State Quarters program, an ambitious and incredibly popular initiative that sought to celebrate each of the 50 states with its own unique quarter design. Georgia was the fourth state featured, and its design is a vivid homage to the state's founding and its history as one of the original 13 colonies. The Georgia quarter prominently features a striking image of the state's historical elements, a peach, the state's iconic fruit, which has come to symbolize Georgia across the nation. Alongside the peach, the design shows live oak sprigs and the state outline, accompanied by the inscription Georgia 1788, marking the year Georgia joined the Union, the phrase "In God We Trust," and the mint mark P for the Philadelphia Mint are also present on the coin, What makes the 1999 Georgia quarter exceptionally valuable, however, isn't just the design or the program it belongs to. It's the rarity of certain errors, the limited mintage in pristine conditions, and the extremely high demand from collectors who recognize the quarter as a cornerstone piece in the state quarter series. Let's talk numbers. The mintage for the Georgia quarter in Philadelphia, with the P mint mark, was approximately 115 million coins, which is a very large number in the coin collecting world. At first glance, such a large mintage might suggest that these coins should be relatively common and inexpensive. However, several factors elevate the value of specific Georgia quarters dramatically. One of the key elements collectors hunt for is the presence of errors or varieties. Some Georgia quarters were found with double dies, where the design elements appear to have been struck twice by mistake. Such coins show a slight doubling of letters or images, making them stand out sharply. Under magnification, the rarity of these error coins makes them highly prized, as fewer were made before the error was corrected. Another factor contributing to the Georgia quarter's value is condition. While most coins from 1999 are common in circulated condition, uncirculated or proof examples, especially those with deep luster and no wear, are far rarer. Interestingly, even quarters found in rusty and dirty condition like the one we are discussing can be valuable if the coin has unique features, is an error, or has other unusual traits. Rust and dirt are generally seen as negatives in coin collecting, as they can obscure details and degrade the metal. But in some cases, a coin's provenance, rarity, or historical importance can outweigh condition. Collectors are often willing to pay premium prices for coins that complete a collection or for those with historical or error-related significance. In today's auction market, a 1999 Georgia quarter with the P mint mark in rusty and dirty condition can still fetch prices well above $200,000, but this is generally for coins exhibiting rare die varieties or other error features. Clean, common circulation pieces of this quarter typically sell for just a few dollars. But the rare errors, paired with the state's passionate collector base, have driven prices sky high in recent years. Collector interest in this coin also comes from the larger story of the 50 state quarters program, which became one of the most successful coin series ever launched by the US Mint. This program inspired many new collectors to enter the hobby, and now, decades later, collectors are willing to invest heavily in completing the series with rare and valuable specimens. For someone looking to acquire a Georgia quarter with the P mint mark in today's market, it's essential to carefully examine the coin's details and to seek expert certification from grading services such as PCGS or NGC certified. Error coins or rare varieties with proper documentation can sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars, making them an exceptional investment piece. To summarize, the 1999 Georgia commemorative quarter dollar with the P mint mark, even in rusty and dirty condition, holds tremendous value when it exhibits rarity in errors or varieties. Its significance within the state quarters program, combined with its historical context and collector enthusiasm, makes it a truly remarkable coin to own. 1970 for Eisenhower silver dollar, known specifically for its large date variety with a D mint mark error, presented today in fine condition, this coin is a marvel for numismatists and collectors due to its rarity, striking design, and the intriguing story behind its mint mark. The Eisenhower dollar was first minted in 1971 to honor General and President Dwight D. Eisenhower, a celebrated American leader from World War II and the 34th President of the United States. This series marked the return of large dollar coins to circulation after nearly 2 decades, filling the void left by the peace dollar's retirement in 1935. The coin's design pays homage to both Eisenhower and the historic Apollo 11 moon mission, symbolizing American strength and innovation. In 1974, the United States Mint produced Eisenhower dollars in both copper nickel-clad and 40% silver-clad versions. The silver coins minted at the Denver and San Francisco facilities are particularly prized by collectors for their precious, metal content combined with unique minting variations. Among these, the 1970 for large date with demint mark error is one of the most fascinating. This coin's large date designation refers to a subtle but notable variation in the date digits. Compared to the more common small date type, the numerals on the large date variety are visibly wider and taller, providing a distinct appearance for sharp-eyed collectors. The demint mark indicates that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. What makes this coin exceptional is the mint mark error. In some instances, the demint mark appears doubled or misplaced due to a die error during production. These errors are rare and make affected coins stand out immediately to collectors who specialize in mint mark varieties and errors. Coins bearing this particular error, especially in fine condition, attract significant interest in the auction market. The mintage figures for the 1970 for Eisenhower silver dollars are considerable, but vary depending on the mint location and variety. For the Denver Mint's silver strikes, the total mintage hovered around several million coins, but only a very small fraction exhibit the large date with demint mark error. This rarity factor dramatically increases their desirability. In today's auction markets, examples of this coin in fine condition have crossed $200,000, a testament to its scarcity and collector demand. This price level places it among the highest valued Eisenhower dollars, far surpassing more common varieties that typically sell for just a fraction of that amount. The coin's value is influenced by several factors, including its provenance, the severity of the mint mark error, condition, and current market trends in silver and collectible coins. Auctions specializing in rare U.S. coins frequently feature this coin, often drawing competitive bidding from collectors worldwide who understand its unique significance. The rarity of the mint mark error is key. Only a limited number of coins were struck with this error before the mint corrected the dies, so the surviving specimens are extremely rare. This scarcity drives prices dramatically, especially when combined with the coin's silver content and historical appeal. Furthermore, the Eisenhower dollar series itself has gained a strong following among collectors due to its connection to a revered president and its link to the historic moon landing era. This adds a layer of patriotic and historical value that enhances the coin's appeal beyond just metal content or error status. Collectors seeking the 1970 for large date with demint mark error Eisenhower silver dollar often look for coins with good eye appeal, sharp details on Eisenhower's portrait, and a clearly visible mint mark error. Condition plays a critical role. A fine condition coin will have moderate surface wear but retain the essential features of the design and the error's clarity. This coin serves as a bridge between numismatic history and modern minting anomalies, making it a prized addition to any serious U.S. coin collection. The combination of its rarity, historical significance, and auction value firmly cements it as one of the most valuable Eisenhower silver dollars today. In summary, the 1970 for Eisenhower silver dollar large date with demint mark error in fine condition is a true treasure for collectors. Its fascinating history, unique mint mark anomaly, and impressive value in today's market place it among the top-tier coins in the Eisenhower series. With auction prices exceeding $200,000, this coin offers not just a glimpse into America's past but a significant investment opportunity for numismatists. Next up, we have the most valuable United States commemorative quarter dollar from 2001 featuring North Carolina with the Philadelphia mint mark, or P mint mark, in a rusty, dirty condition. This coin is a fascinating example of American heritage and numismatic rarity. While at first glance, a rusty and dirty coin might seem less desirable, in the world of coin collecting, certain factors can elevate even well-worn pieces to remarkable auction values. This particular North Carolina quarter tells a story of state pride, meticulous craftsmanship, and collector enthusiasm that has driven its value sky high. The 2001 North Carolina quarter is part of the highly celebrated 50 state quarters program initiated by the United States Mint in 1999. This ambitious project aimed to honor each of the 50 states with unique quarter designs released in the order they ratified the Constitution or were admitted to the Union. North Carolina's design is rich in symbolism, featuring the famous Wright brothers' first powered flight at Kitty Hawk, represented by the Wright Flyer, soaring above the words first flight, capturing a milestone in American innovation and progress. Historically, this coin connects deeply to North Carolina's identity as the birthplace of powered aviation. The Wright brothers' achievement in 1903, Kitty Hawk changed the course of history and cemented the state's legacy in American ingenuity. For collectors, this context adds a layer of narrative that goes beyond metal and making. The coin is a small but powerful tribute to a pivotal moment in history. When we look at mintage, the 2001 North Carolina quarter had a total production from the Philadelphia Mint of approximately 445 million pieces. While this is a substantial number, what makes this coin stand out is not merely quantity, but the unique errors and variations discovered in some specimens. Among these, collectors have identified rare die errors, such as doubled dies, striking anomalies, and other subtle imperfections that dramatically increase the coin's desirability. In fact, some of these error coins, even in less than pristine conditions like rusty or dirty surfaces, have been recorded in auctions fetching upwards of $100,000 or more. This might come as a surprise because normally, coins in perfect, uncirculated condition fetch the highest prices. However, with error coins, the rarity and uniqueness often trump condition. The rusty appearance, caused by natural oxidation of the metal, can sometimes be a hallmark of authenticity, indicating age and provenance. Collectors prize these North Carolina quarters because they represent a fascinating intersection of American history, artistic design, and numismatic mystery. Each auction tells a story of passionate buyers competing for the chance to own a piece of history. The market for such coins is vibrant, with prices influenced by rarity, condition, and provenance, pushing values beyond $100,000 for top-tier error specimens. Moving on to the design features, the coin is composed of a copper nickel-clad standard for quarters of this era, with a diameter of 20.6 millimeters and a thickness of 1.75 millimeters. The obverse features the familiar portrait of George Washington, consistent across all state quarters, while the reverse showcases the dynamic Wright Flyer aircraft, symbolizing flight and innovation. The inscriptions include North Carolina, the year 2001, first flight, and E pluribus unum, all finely detailed by the U.S. Mint's skilled engravers. This coin's design is not just a tribute to a historical event, but also a reflection of American values, progress, exploration, and achievement. For collectors aged 50 to 75, many of whom may have lived through decades of change and innovation themselves, this coin resonates personally, making it a cherished addition to any collection. Error coins in this series have particularly attracted attention because the minting process involved complex die usage, sometimes leading to doubled dies, off-center strikes, or die cracks. These anomalies create unique variations that can push the value of even circulated or rusty coins into the six-figure range. Given that many coins were released into circulation, finding such errors is both exciting and rare, drawing competitive bidding from collectors worldwide. Collectors interested in this coin should always consider provenance and authenticity, as the high auction values attract counterfeit attempts. Reputable grading and authentication services play a vital role in preserving the coin's value and ensuring buyers receive a genuine collectible. In the current auction market, examples of the 2001 North Carolina quarter with notable errors and authentic provenance have been known to reach values exceeding $100,000, even when the coin shows signs of age such as rust or dirt. For those curious about buying or selling such coins, timing and market trends are crucial. The collectible coin market can fluctuate based on interest, economic conditions, and new discoveries of rare specimens. However, the story of the North Carolina quarter shows us that coins with deep historical ties and unique minting anomalies will always find a dedicated and enthusiastic audience willing to pay a premium. Our next coin is the most valuable United States silver Eisenhower $1 from 1978, a large date variety without a mint mark, in fine condition. This particular coin commands an extraordinary value in today's auction market, often reaching $200,000 and beyond, making it one of the crown jewels among Eisenhower dollars. The Eisenhower dollar series was minted from 1971 to 1978, honoring Dwight D. Eisenhower, the 34th President of the United States and a renowned World War II general. These coins mark a significant period in American coinage history, as they were the last large-sized dollars minted for circulation until the introduction of the Sacagawea dollar in 2000. The 1978 Eisenhower dollar is the final year of production in this series, which adds to its appeal and rarity. This specific coin from 1978 stands out due to its large date variety and the absence of a mint mark, meaning it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not place mint marks on coins at that time. What makes the large date variety special is that the numerals in the date are visibly larger and more widely spaced than the small date variety, which is rarer and more sought after by collectors. The large date 1978 without mint mark in fine condition is particularly valuable because it represents a specific die variety that was struck in limited quantities before the mint switched to the small date design. The historical context of this coin is rich. By 1978, the United States was moving through an era of significant social and economic change, including inflation and energy crises. Coins like the Eisenhower dollar were both practical currency and symbols of national pride. The silver content also adds to the coin's allure. Although not all Eisenhower dollars contain silver, the silver-clad versions, typically minted for collectors, hold precious metal value in addition to their numismatic worth. The design of the Eisenhower dollar is another point of great interest. On the obverse, we see the distinguished profile of President Eisenhower, based on the famous portrait by sculptor Frank Gasparro. The reverse side features an eagle landing on the moon clutching an olive branch, a tribute to the Apollo 11 moon landing in 1969. This design uniquely ties American leadership with a monumental achievement in space exploration, which resonates deeply with collectors. In terms of mintage, the 1978 large date no mint mark coins were produced in relatively lower numbers compared to other Eisenhower dollars, particularly the small date varieties. This scarcity contributes heavily to the high collector demand. Additionally, the large date coins were minted using specific dies, and once these were replaced by the small date dies, no more large date varieties were produced, making the remaining coins finite and highly collectible. Collectors are particularly interested in error coins or those with unusual features. While the 1978 large date no mint mark does not typically show prominent mint errors, the subtle differences in die varieties, including slight variations in the size and spacing of the digits, add to the intrigue and collectible value. The fine condition of this coin suggests it has seen moderate circulation but still retains significant detail, which is crucial since many coins from this period were heavily circulated and show much wear. The market value of this coin in today's auction market can soar over $200,000, especially if the coin has a fine to extra fine grade with strong eye appeal. The value is driven not just by its silver content but by its rarity, historical importance, and collector demand. Auctions frequently see competition among bidders who recognize the significance of owning a final year Eisenhower dollar with these particular characteristics. Collectors seeking to add this coin to their collections often focus on provenance, ensuring the coin's history is well documented and that it is certified by respected grading services. Certified coins with clear documentation tend to fetch the highest prices, often crossing the $200,000 mark, particularly in auctions where rare American coins attract high net worth bidders and investors. In summary, the 1978 large date no mint Mark Eisenhower silver dollar in fine condition is a shining example of American numismatic heritage. It carries the legacy of a revered president, celebrates a historic space achievement, and represents the twilight of the large-sized dollar era, all wrapped up in a coin that commands respect and awe in the collecting world. For collectors and investors, owning this coin means possessing a piece of history with a value that has steadily appreciated to astronomical levels. Now, turning our attention to the next coin featured in today's video, the most valuable United States commemorative quarter dollar from 1999, celebrating New Jersey with a Philadelphia Mint P mark, shown here in circulated black color. With a rusty and dirty condition, this coin, like the North Carolina quarter, belongs to the 50 State Quarters program, the most successful numismatic initiative by the United States Mint in recent history. The 1999 New Jersey quarter is significant, both for its design and for what it represents historically. New Jersey, one of the original 13 colonies, ratified the Constitution in 1787, making it the third state in the Union. The coin's design reflects this proud heritage by featuring the iconic three forts of New Jersey: Fort Lee, Fort Mercer, and Fort Mott, which played crucial roles during the American Revolutionary War. These forts symbolize courage, defense, and the fight for American independence. This historical context adds rich meaning to the coin, connecting collectors not only to the physical artifact, but also to the legacy of freedom and resilience that defines the state and the nation. The coin's inscriptions include New Jersey, the year 1999-1787, and liberty, emphasizing the state's founding and commitment to American values. The mintage of the 1999 New Jersey quarter was impressively high, with the Philadelphia Mint producing approximately 413 million coins. This high mintage typically suggests a more common coin. However, rarity in numismatics is often determined by subtle factors such as mint errors, die variations, and surviving conditions. For the New Jersey quarter, collectors have identified specific error varieties, including double dies, misstrikes, and rare die cracks, which significantly enhance the coin's value. Among the most sought after are error coins exhibiting doubled die obverse or reverse features, which create a visually striking effect of duplicated letters or images. Such errors are a testament to the minting process's complexity and occasional imperfections, which collectors prize for their uniqueness. Even coins in circulated, blackened, rusty, and dirty conditions can command auction prices well above $90,000 when verified as genuine error specimens. The black coloration on this quarter often results from chemical reactions over time, including oxidation and environmental exposure, which alter the coin's surface. While this might deter some collectors seeking pristine examples, it often appeals to seasoned numismatists who value authenticity and history above superficial appearance. Design-wise, the coin is a standard-clad quarter, measuring 20.6 millimeters. In diameter, the obverse features the classic George Washington portrait, while the reverse showcases the historic forts, rendered with fine detail to evoke the strength and history of New Jersey. This design is notable for its intricate depiction of colonial era and military architecture, connecting modern-day collectors with the Revolutionary War era. Collector interest in the New Jersey quarter is high due to its place in the first year of the 50 State Quarters program, a landmark project that rekindled public interest in coin collecting across the United States. Its historical significance, combined with the mint's initial experimental phases that sometimes produced errors, makes this quarter a fascinating piece for both new and seasoned collectors. In recent years, auction results have demonstrated the coin's strong market value, especially for error specimens. Coins showing double dies, significant die cracks, or other minting anomalies, even when in circulated and rusty condition, have sold at auctions for prices exceeding $100,000. This remarkable value underscores the importance of rarity and uniqueness in numismatics, where an ordinary-looking coin can turn into a coveted treasure. Collectors in the 50 to 75-year-old demographic often appreciate the New Jersey quarter for its blend of historical narrative, artistic merit, and the excitement of era collecting. Owning such a coin is like holding a small piece of revolutionary history that also tells a story of the mint's complex production processes. When considering this coin for collection or investment, experts advise paying close attention to authentication and grading. Given the coin's high market value and desirability, counterfeit coins and replicas exist, so obtaining certification from trusted grading services is essential. Auction houses specializing in numismatics provide platforms where genuine era quarters achieve record-breaking prices. In summary, the 1999 New Jersey commemorative quarter, especially those with notable mint errors and in circulated but historically authentic condition, represents a thrilling opportunity for collectors to own a piece of American history valued well above its face value, sometimes surpassing $100,000 at auction. Moving on to our next coin, we take a fascinating turn to the most valuable United States gold-plated Eisenhower $1 from 1972, featuring the large date and without a mint mark. Currently in circulated rusty condition, this coin is unique in its own right and boasts a significant market value, often exceeding $200,000 in today's auction scene due to its rarity and distinctive appearance. The 1972 Eisenhower dollar was minted during the early years of this series, and the large date variety, without a mint mark, again indicates a Philadelphia mint origin. However, unlike the silver Eisenhower dollar, this coin has been gold-plated, modification that makes it stand out but also requires careful consideration in the numismatic community. Historically, the gold plating of circulating coins is not an official U.S. mint practice. These coins were typically altered after minting by private parties, often as novelty items or for promotional purposes. Despite this, some gold-plated coins have gained collector interest, especially when the base coin itself is rare or has distinctive features, such as the large date variety in this case. The 1972 Eisenhower dollar's design is identical to other years in the series, President Eisenhower's profile on the obverse and the Apollo 11 mission eagle on the reverse. The large date version is recognizable for the same reasons as the 1978 coin. The larger, more spaced out numerals of the date that contrast with the small date variety. Collectors prize these subtle die differences because they mark specific minting periods and processes. Mintage numbers for the 1972 Eisenhower dollar large date without mint mark are higher than the 1978 coins, but when combined with the gold plating and the rarity of finding one in circulated rusty condition, the coin becomes extremely collectible. Rust and wear indicate that this coin was in circulation or poorly stored, yet this patina also tells a story of its journey over the decades. From a collector's perspective, the gold plating adds a layer of uniqueness and desirability. While some purists might shy away from altered coins, many collectors value such pieces for their novelty, the challenges they present in authentication, and their rarity in the market. The gold plating on this coin was likely done decades ago, making it an early example of coin modification that today's collectors seek. In terms of market value, these coins have achieved impressive auction results, often selling for over $200,000. This figure is driven by a niche market of collectors who appreciate the blend of original mint characteristics with unique post-mint alterations. The coin's provenance and certification by reputable grading companies that acknowledge the gold plating and condition can further enhance its market price. Collectors interested in this coin often focus on its history, visual appeal, and the story behind its plating. The fact that it is a large date without mint mark from 1972 adds to the intrigue, linking it to the early days of the Eisenhower dollar series. While the circulated rusty condition might lower its grade, the rarity and gold plating compensate by driving up demand and value. Errors and die varieties are also considered by specialists. While this coin does not usually present mint errors, The large date variety itself is a form of error or anomaly relative to the more common small date type. This variety distinction is critical because it reflects changes in die production and minting practices during that era. The design features remain iconic. Frank Gasparo's rendering of Eisenhower captures the dignified presence of the former president, while the reverse immortalizes the historic Apollo 11 lunar landing, a moment of profound national pride and accomplishment. The gold plating accentuates these features, making the coin visually striking and a conversation piece among collectors. In conclusion, the 1972 large date no-mint marked gold-plated Eisenhower dollar in circulated rusty condition is a fascinating blend of official mint history and post-mint creativity. Its value surpassing $200,000 in today's auction market highlights the importance of rarity, unique features, and collector interest in shaping coin values. For collectors willing to explore beyond standard issues, this coin represents an exciting opportunity to own a rare piece of Americana with a story as compelling as its monetary worth.